holding space for me. I know that God is ultimately, and you, that He is holding space for us. I know that, so with God not placing judgment on me, how can I possibly do that to somebody else? How can I possibly even place judgment on somebody else when He doesn't even judge me and the mistakes that I've made? For a very long time, before I started doing the work, I was masking my emotions. I know that there were a lot of times that people would tell me, like, you're hard to read. You're hard to read. And I knew that because back then I took pride, and I was very proud of the fact that I could mask my emotions. In fact, in the past I've been known to say that I chameleoned my way through life. But the reason being is that I didn't want people to know when I was hurting. I didn't want others to know that they were getting to me, that they hurt my feelings. Because whether it was in my upbringing, whether it was like the schools that I was attending, I mean, individual people, period, that were across my path, I never once wanted them to know. Um, I didn't want them to play on my weaknesses. I didn't want them to know my emotions. And I was never allowed for a very long time, I was never allowed to have a safe space to feel my emotions. So I learned to push them down, right? I learned to pocket them. I learned to file them away. That, and of course, we could say all the little like cliche sayings, but you get it, right? And whether or not you can relate to that or not, what happens over time is you become like a hardened person. A wall goes up, and it gets harder and harder as time goes by and as you get older. And I was letting less and less people in on my circle because I didn't trust them. I kept people at arm's length, and I certainly didn't want like physical contact with them, let alone let them in on the not like